Sebastian Gorka went out a month ago after a short, stormy residency as a consultant on fear-mongering and close partner of boss strategist Stephen Bannon. While still in that post, he was welcome to address the International Institute for Counter-Terrorism's yearly gathering now in progress in Herzliya, Israel. At the gathering, Gorka, a British-conceived scholastic and pillar of satellite TV punditry, sat down for a meeting with The Times. In a 45-minute discussion, Gorka communicated proceeding with help for President Trump, reprimanded Republican Party pioneers as a more noteworthy impediment to Trump's prosperity than Democrats, and anticipated that the president would soon cleanse the White House of staff members who are not faithful to his Make America Great Again plan. He depicted himself as an utility infielder, with boundless obligations and national security. In any case, Gorka was not able to get leeway for a position on the National Security Council. Here is a transcript of his comments, altered for length and clearness. How was it functioning in the White House? It was a fantasy. Consider it. I'm a foreigner, a legitimate worker to the United States. I just turned into a subject 5 years prior. Consistently for 7 months I squeezed myself as I was strolling all through the West Wing. So it's just in America, isn't that so? Just in America. Who did you work with? What were the issues that you managed the most? I was agent right hand to the president. My occupation was strategist in the workplace of the central strategist, Stephen Bannon. Some person once depicted me as the president's national security utility infielder. My experience was fear-based oppression, with a particular concentrate on Sunni psychological warfare, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Islamic State. Be that as it may, and so on, in national security I likely had some sort of association. The president was just the Republican competitor unintentionally. He is the quintessential disorderly competitor. Sebastian Gorka. Who did you work with generally nearly? Steve Bannon. I worked straightforwardly with Steve. Yet additionally my associates on the National Security Council, a large number of whom have since been terminated. Why are they being let go, and why did you clear out? What is going on now at the White House, and what is, Chief of Staff, John Kelly's part? This isn't about John Kelly. John Kelly is a military expert. He's a 4-star legend in the Marine Corps. He's forced a military polished skill onto the procedures inside the building, the administration of data, the administration of time. That is the thing that you'd anticipate from a military expert. The reason I surrendered is, the president won, which is as it should be. The guard sticker thus is MAGA, Make America Great Again. It was an exceptionally basic stage: build the divider, settle the economy, vanquish the jihadists. Over the most recent couple of months it wound up noticeably evident to me, to Steve, to individuals from the first MAGA group, that individuals who had nothing to do with the Make America Great Again motivation were ascending an impact inside the building and were closing out and boxing out individuals who had been distinguished as the absolute entirety of the first stage. So Steve left. That was his choice. When I saw the content of the discourse the president had been given to give on Afghanistan, that was the impetus. When I heard a standout amongst the most essential national security talks of the new administration not make one specify of the expression radical Islam or radical Islamic fear-based oppression, I understood that I can't viably do my work as an administration official when these are the imperatives inside the building. Be that as it may, let me guarantee your perusers, the present situation inside the West Wing is, the extent that I'm concerned, a brief situation. I anticipate that soon, presumably before Christmas, the president himself will be settling on abnormal state workforce choices, and people who he understands are not some portion of his unique group, and who are not giving him the correct counsel, will be let go or will be made a request to clear out. The day Steve Bannon left he said the MAGA administration is finished. Do you concur? No, I don't concur with that portrayal, since I concur with Steve's capability of the announcement that he gave 4 or after 5 days, when he stated, the MAGA administration as initially visualized is finished. However, the plan proceeds with It is regularly perilous to cite individuals with short quotes. On the off chance that you take a gander at the Hour Talk with, Steve's doing what he's doing to ensure that November the 8th is an 8-year reality, not an 8-month reality. Does that incorporate displaying essential applicants against as of now sitting GOP individuals from Congress? I've said this over and over and once more, the most serious issue we host isn't the Democrat get-together. The greatest close-term impediment to the president's motivation is the way that the GOP Republican Party supposes they won the race. They didn't win the race. The president was just the Republican competitor coincidentally. He is the quintessential insurgent competitor, as hostile to left-wing foundation as he is against conservative foundation. The other thing that is vital is that everyone has misjudged what happened a week ago when Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer were in the Oval Office. That meeting wasn't about capitulation. That meeting was a message to Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. The president comes about arranged, and on the off chance that you would prefer not to be a colleague, hey, there are other individuals I can work with. Who is on the president's group of key supporters? There are 5 individuals left that are in senior positions that are faithful to the president and came in to serve him in light of his unique motivation. What's more, aside from that, there's a wide range of individuals outwardly, regardless of whether it's Laura Ingraham, Monica Crowley, myself, Sheriff Dave Clark, Dave Bossie, Corey Lewandowski. The standard countenances have not transformed, they've not headed toward another person's group. How would you characterize the White House part of Jared Kushner and Ike Trump? Is it accurate to say that they are helping the president propel his plan? I made a guarantee the day I surrendered, having been the brunt of 7 months of extraordinary media assaults and steady castle interest stories that were as a rule produced out of entire fabric. I'm not going to facilitate royal residence interest stories. I am not inspired by assaulting anyone in the organization as a person. They have an exceptionally uncommon part. They are family and senior partners to the president's. It's reasonable amusement to inquire. I can't disclose to you why Imka came into the organization. However, I'll disclose to you what I saw in the standard gatherings with Jared that we had. Nothing he did persuaded me that he's in the working to undermine the MAGA base, to assault Steve Bannon or to do whatever else terrible. I saw a youthful, driven, smart man acting in approaches to make his dad-in-law's administration a win. That is all I saw. He was constantly extremely cheerful and exceptionally gracious. What would Israel be able to anticipate from the peace procedure he's responsible for? I generally tell individuals the way that the president made his child-in-law and his most trusted legal counselor, Jason Greenblatt, the go-to people for the peace procedure, lets you know all that you have to think about the president's sense of duty regarding conveying peace to the locale. The 2 people went into that procedure with their eyes totally open, extremely careful and in a mode to tune in. They were tuning in for the initial couple of months. At that point, as they discovered their feet, I think they've understood the brutal reality. I think Jared and Jason have understood that you can't host an ascension unless the 2 gatherings act in accordance with some basic honesty. What's more, I think Jared, and Jason particularly, understood that one get-together, the Palestinian Authority, is not acting in compliance with common decency. In the meeting you specified before, Steve Bannon said that the terminating of FBI Director James Comey is the most exceedingly bad political misstep of the present-day period, since it realized extraordinary guidance Robert Mueller. Do you concur? No, I don't concur with Steve. I think Comey has without any help done the best harm to stand out amongst the most critical government foundations of the U.S. government in current history, the FBI. I think the presence of Mueller is a crime on the grounds that procuring 16 legal counselors, every one of whom were critical Democrat contributors, and having an autonomous direction whose closest companions with the individual who was terminated, that is a tragedy of current vote-based system. Editor's note: 7 of the legal counselors on Mueller's group, not 16, have made gifts to Democrats. Who do you fault for this circumstance? Paul Rosenstein. It's his choice. The president did not choose Mueller, the appointee lawyer general did, So on the off chance that you need to search for culpability, Rosenstein is the person. It is unbelievable. Take a gander at what they gave to Democrat hopefuls. Take a gander at the individual history that Mueller has with Comey. You have been blamed for wearing a Nazi lace or decoration to the introduction, of being one of the authors of a political gathering in Hungary that has Nazi roots. You've been blamed for palling around with hostile Semites. As the offspring of individuals who endured under the Nazi control of Hungary, whose father, at 14 years old, in 1944, would go with his Jewish school companions who were compelled to wear the Star of David, he strolled with them to class and back so they wouldn't be ambushed and spat on by the German troops in Budapest. To have anyone thrown slanders on me or my family is totally indefensible. I thought I was enough pessimistic about the media, with my family foundation. Before I went to the administration, I had no clue.